All right, welcome to Office Hours. I'm Brian.
And I'm Shad. This was going to be a episode of Ram Relations, or
It was going to be Ram Relations. Now it's not because our guest fell through.
Yeah, our guest had an issue. So
now it's
Office
me.
Hours. Yeah, we have Brian pulled through. This is actually just this first little intro is just popping off, telling you guys how awesome Brian is as a man.
I'm just the best person. I've never made a mistake in my life.
Yeah, he's the best general
Except
manager.
all those times on this show where I've talked about the incredibly stupid things I've done.
Yeah.
Like I told the drill press story on here last week.
But I mean, that's just him being humble.
Exactly. That's just me being able to admit my failures. All right, let's see if this bum pie tier list I have pulled up is going to work. We're going to do a pie tier list. Thanksgiving's coming up. One of the marquee features of every white person Thanksgiving is some kind of pie.
Yeah.
We've had pie or cobbler at every single one of my family Thanksgivings for the last, 10 years.
Or for some reason, banana pudding.
Oh, yeah. No, we've had banana pudding or pie.
Yeah, but my family, it's been pie recently because, 4 years ago, my dad suddenly gained a very deadly banana allergy.
Yeah. Well, in my family's banana pudding has vanilla wafers in it.
Yeah, the vanilla wafers.
And me and my mom both can't have vanilla wafers. So we haven't had banana pudding in years. When my grandpa was alive, though, it was my mom's dad. Every year when we would go and see them, they had banana pudding or bananas Foster, which is different, I promise.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Before we get into the pie tier list, I just wanted to ask, what is your favorite, or what do you think is the most underrated, and what do you think is the most overrated Thanksgiving food?
Okay, we're going to get into my scorching hot takes, because my palate is super weird.
He's going to say, the most random,
dragon fruit.
No.
Harry, this is not what this is about. The more he interrupts, the less I want to have him on my shows.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm being very sarcastic. We love Harry. But
we love Harry.
I would say my most underrated thing at the Thanksgiving table, I would actually probably say is the meats.
The meats?
Right? I know that sounds really weird.
But a lot of people
are there for the sides. And personally, I'm a turkey person. Even ham. I think it's the best part of the table, right? It's easily, to me, plus it's the thing that lasts my family the longest.
Because they all hate it?
No, we just burn through sides, at the table, and then, the day after, it's all gone. But we can have turkey in the fridge for a week, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And, half the love of Thanksgiving is eating that stuff for a week, right? At least in America. I say at least in America, it's not the only place on earth we have Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's not like it's celebrated in other countries. No.
I mean, they have it in Canada, kinda.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, my dad, one time he was telling me, I was like, "What's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?" And he was like, "About 3 days after, when I'm making myself a cold cut turkey sandwich."
Well, dude, really, okay, turkey is such an underrated meat, just in general.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people, when they say they dislike it, it's because they say it's either bland or it's dry.
Yep, and that's just, you just cooked it poorly.
Yeah.
Properly cooked and properly cut turkey is just better chicken. It's just chicken that tastes more, right? I know chicken has its advantages, and you will sometimes see people do roast chicken for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I'm a fan of that too.
Yeah.
I would say
who doesn't like chicken?
Exactly. I would say my most overrated thing is probably that jellied cranberry sauce, especially the canned kind.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the cranberry sauce.
If you make it yourself, it's much more interesting because I kind of like cranberries. They're sour, they're a little bitter. Yeah, I like them.
Cranberries are good. Cranberry sauce, I don't know what they did to make it worse.
Yeah, that's my overrated take there. Now I will say, the kind of fruit salad you have on Thanksgiving where it's a bunch of fruit and whipped cream.
No, literally that I was gonna say that's
gas.
I was gonna say that's my underrated.
Yeah, that stuff is gas.
I remember even so. You know how good it is?
Yes.
No. Do you want to know how good it is?
How good is it, Chad?
Not even middle school, high school, lunchrooms can mess up fruit salad.
Oh, absolutely.
That was
because it's fruit cocktail and whipped cream.
Literally,
those are just two really good things.
All they have to do is open a can.
Yeah, all you have to do is get a can of Ready Whip and get a can of fruit cocktail from the grocery store. open them up, put in a bowl, spray the Ready Whip in there, and then stir it a little bit, and you have like a pretty good version of fruit salad.
That's like like vegetarian version of the round meal.
Round meal.
For those of you who don't know, that's like this giant
ball
like
of macaroni and
beef in saran wrap, but it's like
round meal feeds 12 men.
It was like feed 5 men. Instructions: boil in bag, open and enjoy.
Yeah. All right, Shad. The pie tier list.
Pie tier list.
So this is not necessarily through the lens of Thanksgiving, because I would say there are certain hitters at Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, like pumpkin pie, pecan pie.
Pecan pie was going to be mine. So we're just going to go in the range here, and I think I will add never had tier.
Yeah.
Because the first one, I've never had sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie? Never had sweet potato pie.
Never had it.
But if I did, I'd probably put it low because I just don't like sweet potatoes that much.
That's kind of the same. I'm not in love with sweet potatoes. Maybe that's a being 20 thing, but just, dude, it's like people turn 40 and just, sweet potatoes, man. Love them.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, I remember very rarely, like when I was young, like my dad also, not hating but not liking sweet potatoes, and now he's just like, they're good. Try them.
They're great, yeah. It's like a switch flip or something. All right.
Yeah.
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
Contentious.
Okay. So, apples, like just in general,
yeah,
I think they're a B tier fruit.
I would put them somewhere in there, yes.
Because
our fruit tier list last semester. Absolute hitter of a show.
I didn't even know we had a fruit tier list.
We did. Me and Harry have like standing beef, okay? We're not going to get into it.
Yeah, but no.
I would put them in the A to B tier as well.
I put them in the probably high A tier just because they're a very good apple, or like they're a very good fruit, and there's so many different variants of fruit. Like you can have one that's sour, you can have one that's sweet.
Yeah.
If there's going to be anything that like takes you away from it, it's going to be the texture.
Yes.
Because
they get weird and soft, and it's
that and like the worst feeling, like top 5 worst feelings: stubbing your toe on like on a desk, hitting your funny bone, like accidents like that, and then like up there is like getting a piece of apple skin stuck in your teeth.
Oh yeah. I will say, pie for me is mostly carried by the crust, and apple pie does a very good job of interacting with the crust.
Yeah, that's why I would probably put it at an A tier.
Yeah, I was leaning towards the very top of B, so I think A tier is a good one.
Yeah, I'd say like low A tier, high B tier.
Yeah.
Makes sense for apple pie. It's not the best, but it's certainly better than like a
it's
good
like,
portion.
It's very far from bad. Like it's a very far.
It's
from
not
bad
your
pie.
first pick, but if you see it at the table,
you're like
you'll consider it.
Yeah, it's like respectable, right? If it's like that or like one of those Walmart pumpkin pies, give me the apple pie all day.
Yeah.
All right, you ever had a pear pie?
A pear pie, I actually have.
This tier list has a bunch of ones I've never had.
So I had that sometime between high school and my first year of college. I would put it probably around like low B tier.
Okay.
Because to me, like it just kind of tasted like.
Because it seems to me like it would just be apple pie, but kind of different.
Yeah, it was like just like a little different apple pie, and I feel like it didn't interact with the rest of the pie as well.
Yeah. So next up, we have a heavy hitter, pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Yes.
And we've already discussed this, and
we have talked about it off camera a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say, honestly, I feel like pumpkin pie. If it's well made, like if it's a homemade, like from scratch pumpkin pie, it's actually good. I would probably put that at around A tier. But more often than not, people don't make it well, or they get it from the store.
Yeah.
And because of that, I would have to put it at like low B tier. Maybe even C.
I would say C, but that's also because I don't love pumpkin, and I don't love the pumpkin sort of spice, pumpkin meringue thing that pumpkin pie is.
That's fair.
I would say I would have it in like low B for me.
Yeah, I would put it in B tier near the end.
Banana cream. You ever had banana cream?
Banana cream. If I did, my family's not allowed to have it anymore.
Oh, that's so true. My family doesn't have it because my dad's diabetic. So
yeah, my dad's diabetic too.
Yeah, it has a crippling banana allergy. We're gonna leave it in the.
I feel like that's That's two things that happen when you get to your 40s. You
either
like sweet potatoes and you get diabetic.
and you become diabetic. But so I think we're just gonna leave banana cream as it is. Cherry pie.
Cherry pie. Okay.
I'm gonna keep it real. This is my S tier pie.
This is your S tier.
This is my favorite pie.
All right.
I have
elaborate.
one. I have one that kind of gets up there for me, but this is my S tier pie.
All right. Could you elaborate a little bit?
I think the way that cherry filling interacts with the crust and sort of its
Texture.
well, no,
Would it
it's
be
like
the-
its combination of sourness, like sort of cutting through the thicker pie crust, and then the sweetness on the back end, combined with the actual cherry fruits, sort of keeping their original texture a little more than some other fruits, like not being crisp like a cherry, but being like retaining shape and retaining distinct cherryness, right? Whereas some kinds of fruit pies can turn into
Like a mush.
just goop, right? I think they retain some cherryness, and the cherry goop is very good. I'm using the word goop is heinous.
I mean, it could be so much worse. You could be saying the cherry sludge.
Yes, the sludge pies.
The cherry sludge.
I would say
texture.
cherry is my favorite, just because I've had it so much, and my family makes a very good one. And part of that, I think it really is the sourness and the tartness of cherries for me that really take it over.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would like other sort of berry type pies. I'm sure I would like certain kinds of like blackberry pies for the same reason.
Yeah. So like
or
you,
lemon and lime pie.
Yeah. So like you said, or like what we said with apple pie being at like a high B tier. We put it there because it's good, but there are some that are better than it. Cherry pie is one of my A tiers because of that reason.
Yeah.
It's like it has better texture than apple. Because like with apple pies, people can make it where it's either like you can still taste and like feel the crunch of
Yeah.
the apple, or it's a mush.
Yeah.
And there's like very little in between. Cherry, it's like very consistent, so it's hard to mess it up on that front. And then just the pies usually taste well.
Yeah.
So
All right,
A tier for me.
I'm putting it in S or high A.
I mean, you can put it where you want, but the
I'm
viewers
putting
know.
it above apple. Currently,
Yeah.
apple is the only one that's in A tier list.
So if we could get like a quick little rundown of what we have on
We
the
have-
tier list.
cherry in high A/S, apple in low A/high B, and then pear and pumpkin in B.
Yeah. And then didn't we have something in... No? No.
I think we kind of could put pumpkin in C. I'd be
Yeah.
like very okay with that. So
Our producer made a complaint. Drop it down
so
to D.
mad. Yeah, okay, putting it in D tier.
No.
Okay. You ever had strawberry pie?
Strawberry pie? I have not, but
I haven't either.
as a fan of strawberry, I feel like it'd be all right.
My like dartboard says that's like an A tier pie. Like that sounds like a really good pie.
Like strawberry shortcake,
Excellent.
fire.
Yeah.
So I would say even if we don't if we had to guess, we'd probably put it at least around apple pie level.
Yeah, I would say like B tier at the lowest. Right, unless strawberries just like get really icky.
Unless the strawberries become like the worst flavored.
Yeah, unless like eating them just makes them awful, or they get like really awful texture.
Or it's like very
It-
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like if I was eating a pie and I had one bite where it was like crisp and then one bite that was like mush, I would be so worried.
I'd be so mad. Yeah. All right, blackberry. Ever had blackberry? I've heard good things. One of my cousins loves blackberry pie.
I think I might have had it once when I was younger. I can't remember much about it, but I mean, if that's the case,
It seems like the perfect like one of your like great aunts at a family reunion makes them,
yeah,
and hers are just fire type of pies.
yeah,
But the
I-
ones you get at like the grocery store are mid at best.
yeah. I feel like this, if we had to put it somewhere, it
Yeah.
would probably be B tier below apple, maybe,
Yeah.
and then like above. What else is in B tier?
Currently just pear and
Just
apple.
pear and apple. I'd say it's probably above pear because blackberries will probably have that similar consistency
Yeah.
to like cherry, blueberry.
Exactly. That was kind of my thought. We're keeping these a little lower because we don't have as much experience with them.
Yeah, we're going off of interpretations.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. This would be an A tier for me.
I feel the same way. I think pecan pie with
This isn't a high A tier. This isn't a low. This is more like
it's my second favorite pie.
really.
Yeah.
So your favorites are cherry, pecan,
everything else.
Okay, I would say it's probably a top 3 for
I would
me.
say cherry pecan chocolate.
I have not. I've never even heard of that, I'll be honest.
Chocolate pie?
Oh, oh, I thought you were saying like...
No,
I thought you were saying like
together,
a cherry pecan chocolate. I was like,
no.
There's a chocolate like that?
No, I've had chocolate pecan pie, which is like baking chocolate and pecans.
Yeah.
And that's gas. That was like the best pie I've ever had, almost.
I'm honest.
Right?
You know, I'll be honest. I've never had chocolate pie.
Chocolate pie is so good.
The reason why though is because one year, last year in Thanksgiving, we had a chocolate pie, and I was still eating like the dinner portion. And by the point
gone.
Yeah, by the point that I had like gotten up for pie, there was no chocolate pie left.
Chocolate pie, like my only criticism of chocolate pie is it can be a bit rich, right? It's kind of like cheesecake. You can only eat so much of it, but it's so good. Like I would put pecan in high A and chocolate in high A as well.
I would put, because I haven't had chocolate, but I know that chocolate's good, I'd probably at least put it in high B. And then pecan pie is like my solid A tier.
Yeah.
It's like this is the pie standard.
Exactly. All right. Coconut cream.
Coconut cream, never had it.
Me neither. Blueberry?
Blueberry, that's my S tier.
That's your S tier pie?
That's my first S tier pie. Because blueberries, I just always liked them. They're one of my top 3 favorite fruits. Just because even though they don't have some people say they don't have the best flavor, usually that's not because of the fruit's fault. It's because they're either not ripe or they're overripe. So if it's like if it's a ripe, really good timed blueberry, it tastes really good. It has like a little it's like in a little explosion of flavor. And as long as you don't have a traumatic experience of it from your childhood, it shouldn't negatively affect your opinion on it, Harry. But I'll admit I've never had blueberry pie. It seems like a fairly high tier pie to me. I'm very okay having it in S. Yeah. Also, just a side note about blueberries. For people who don't like the explosion texture of it, or also don't like the flavor going away really quickly, freeze them.
Yeah, exactly.
Frozen blueberries are such a nice little treat.
Well, they're crunchy.
Yeah, they're crunchy.
Yeah.
They become. It's more like
Well, they literally melt in your mouth. It's gas.
Yeah. And it's not like a crunchy where it's like you're chewing ice. It's more like when you freeze dry a candy, and it's it has that little crunchy taste, but any pressure crushes it down.
Yeah. It's nice. Moving forward, lemon meringue.
Never had it.
Yeah,
but I feel like if I did though, it'd probably be low B, high C.
It's kind of my thought as well. Key lime.
Key lime. Haven't had it, but
I haven't had it either.
Yeah. If I had to guess, it would probably be B tier.
Yeah, BC.
Yeah, I have heard that some people, for some reason, like to use key lime pie as a palate cleanser for spice.
Because it's like cream.
Yeah.
So it's like lime cream pie, and it's like lime meringue. I think technically is what it is, but it's very thick and it's got a very strong taste, so it will wipe stuff out in your mouth.
Yeah.
Is there any pie that's not on the tier list you want to add?
Is that all the pies on the tier list?
Yeah, that was all the pies on the tier list.
Okay. I will just say this. I've never had it before, but I feel like if I did, it would probably be my number 1 favorite, and that is peach pie.
Oh, absolutely.
Because peach is my favorite fruit, period. The only problem I have with the peach sometimes is I feel like it's too small for me.
Interesting.
I love peach, the peaches so much that even if they're this size, I'm I wish it was a little bigger.
Yeah, they're the giant ones.
Yeah, the giant ones that you take a bite and it's just you can do a whole chomp and it's not the whole thing.
Yeah. My thing with peaches, the texture weirds me out sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like the pie wouldn't change that though. It would just be the same level of weirdness. Yeah. And peaches taste really good.
Peaches are my number 1 fruit because of the taste. And because it's very, very long lasting in terms of ripeness. You would have to go very wrong to have a bad peach.
Yeah. So like it'd have to sit on the counter for a long time.
Yeah, and like either that or like it's been in the fridge for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I got these for you when I heard you were coming down.
And then you pick it up and it's like it's like a water balloon.
Yeah, you pick it up and it's like you can like.
Yeah.
It's like you can.
It's like, let me press in this baby's soft spot real quick, and your finger goes through.
I was literally about to say it.
Yeah.
Like
it's awful.
It's like messing with like a malleable Play-Doh. Edible Play-Doh. Get in the comments.
Shad, do you have any plans over Thanksgiving? You gonna go see family? I'm assuming you're gonna do that, but
I actually don't have anything. No, I'm gonna be during. I'll only be able to go down for Thanksgiving Day because I have a lot of stuff that I have to do just outside of school.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't have too many plans.
Dude, I'm so looking forward to break. I'm like so ready to be done with the semester.
Yeah. Did you have any professors that like usually have like a Monday, Tuesday class and they're just like, we're not having class on Monday?
My prof on Monday has basically said, it's a work day. Show up to class if you want to. I'm going to be here for other things. So I'm going to go to class because why not?
Yeah.
But basically all my classes were, it's a work day. Show up if you want. So some of them, it'll be what it'll be. Yeah. I've only ever had like 2 profs insist we come to class that day. So, and they were both awful.
Yeah, one of my professors was just like, he's like, I don't think we should have class on Monday because I am probably not going to be there. And I was like, that's such a valid reason.
Did your professor like a bad impression of Barack Obama?
No.
My fellow Americans, read Chapter 9.
Now, if you look at Chapter 9's content,
you will see that
there is a right meaning in the definition of profits.
Yeah. You will see that if you own Portuguese water dogs and you have 2 daughters and you're the president, you will need to listen to Mitski. That's one of my favorite tweets ever is, I don't care, it's someone, I don't care that Obama likes Mitski, he blew up my cousin in 2011. And then the guy's like, was your cousin a terrorist? He's like, he was involved in things of that sort. One of my favorite Twitter interactions. Because it's just like,
he might have dabbled a little.
Might have been related. It's like, well, I mean,
it's like, well, he was terrorist adjacent.
Terrorist adjacent. This really went off the rails. We were talking about pies.
Yeah, we were talking about pies. Went to professors. Went to Obama. Obama turned into terrorism.
What do you think? What do you think Obama's favorite kind of pie is?
Obama's favorite kind of pie? I feel like he would be a pecan fan.
I feel like he would. I so agree.
Now this is gonna be like, what pies do we think all of the presidents of the United States liked?
White House chef reveals Obama's favorite pie. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
What is his favorite pie? It's apple pie, bro. Obama loves apple pie.
My fellow Americans, apple pie is the S tier.
It's the S tier pie.
If you're not right, then you're one of them.
You just didn't say anything. You're one of them.
But like that's literally like that's an Obama pause. It'd be like, you're one of those Republican. Like he would just like he'd go. But no.
Yep.
What do you think? You know what? I have a question. What do you think Trump's favorite pie is?
I feel like he probably would like. What is like the sweetest pie on earth? I feel like he's a chocolate pie person.
Yeah, I feel like it would either be chocolate pie or it would be left field blueberry.
Yeah, it'd be like something weird like that. It would be like the one soulful connection he still has left to someone is like his mother's blueberry pie or something.
My wife, she makes wonderful blueberry pie.
Well, like,
I'm sorry, which one? Oh, my second wife.
My second wife. I still hate her though. Took everything from me in the divorce.
She took everything in the divorce, but I took her blueberry pie recipe.
She can never have it back. I had it erased from her memory.
It's gone now. She can never get another blueberry again.
She can't buy them. I own every blueberry. She can't have any blueberries.
She can't buy them. I buy all of them from her local place before she can get to them.
I buy all the blueberry futures.
I have the best blueberries. My farmers, wonderful, terrific.
Shad, Do you know it's illegal to own onion futures?
Really?
You can't trade onion futures. You can only trade onions. That's because one person in the 50s bought every single onion future in the United States and charged like $35 for a pound of onions.
This man said, "I'm going to be the Rockefeller of onions."
I'm going to be the John Rockefeller of onions. And Congress made the Interstate Onion Act. Hold on.
By the way, capitalist monopoly, not that good, but Rockefeller, such a chat about it. Like, the government would walk to him with problems like, "Hey, we have like this $1 billion debt," and he's like, $1 billion, and he like reaches into his pocket. He reaches into his pocket and like starts fanning out bills, and he's like, "Here, you can have that.
Here's $10 million. I'll have the rest for you tomorrow." Yeah,
literally, it's like that's what I have. That's what I have on me.
That's because he owned all the politicians too.
Yeah, he pretty much. Yeah. Rockefeller was basically like what everybody wants to be right now in the political world. They just want to. Yeah. They just want to be the owner of everything. But
is my grocer violating the Onion Futures Act? Thanks, Reddit. Okay, we are running out of time.
Yeah.
Shad, do you want to, before we leave, do you want to leave our audience with a negative advice, something to live their life with?
Did you say a negative advice?
Nugget.
A nugget
something
advice.
Like you've learned.
Okay, I was about to say negative advice, just like start.
Get a credit card. Max your credit cards. Don't do that. I'm not looking into the camera.
No,
but no, something like maybe you have a quatrain, a prediction. Do you know what a quatrain is? Don't worry about it. A quatrain, some kind of prediction, some sort of piece of life advice, something to tell our audience before we leave.
So I would say this is also something that I had planned for like relationship, like ram relations, like something I was going to say eventually, but this is just something that I've noticed. People treat loneliness like it's a disease.
Uh-huh.
And the disease that I'll use for this example is COVID, right? When like you realize that you have it, you start freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get highly emotional about it. And because of that, you start looking for a cure. You look for some way to fix it. You don't care if it's a quick fix. You don't care what kind of repercussions that fix will have. You just want to get rid of that loneliness.
Yeah.
Or you just want to get rid of it. So you find the cure. And it seems all great, but then later down the line you realize something wasn't quite right with it.
Mm-hmm.
And without like getting too like deep into like the discussion of like the vaccine, because while I agree with it, I feel like it was a little quick, which
vaccine your children.
Yeah, vaccine your children. Let them have their choice, but
don't let them have their choice. Vaccinate your kids.
No. I was gonna say let your kids have their choice when they're adults. As kids, they need the vaccines because that like keeps them alive.
Yeah. Okay. There's a whole other conversation. Continue with your COVID stuff.
But like with the like loneliness, people try to find a quick fix, and usually that's with, to like the analogy to the vaccine, it's with somebody that they don't know that well, or someone that just really quickly came into their life, and they're like, you know what, you're gonna be the answer to all of my problems.
Yeah.
And then 5, 6, however long down the line, turns out it wasn't the fix. And they're back again with the loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like what you need to do is find a more stable method to fix it. Loneliness isn't a disease. It is just a state of life. Everyone at some point is going to be lonely. That doesn't mean you have to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
You have friends, you have family, you have hobbies, you have things that you do. Those are ways that you can battle loneliness. Yeah. It doesn't always have to be a physical connection. But if you do happen to be lucky and you do find one that's good, then that is probably one of, if not the best way to cure loneliness.
Yeah.
Is a relationship. But
it's not the only way.
Yeah. Relationships are good. They're probably one of the best ways to fix loneliness, but it is not the only way. It's not the only surefire way. working on yourself. If you are content and happy with yourself, you will never feel lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will be
That's
able
so
to
true.
you'll be able to spend all of your time with yourself, with your own thoughts.
That's probably the best of this segment I've ever had from someone. That's like, it's kind of hits on what I want. It's either that or give me something funny. It's give me something serious, give me something funny. So
next time I'll probably give y'all something funny.
Stay safe. Have a good break. Maybe we'll see you guys Monday. You're gonna be on something Monday, yes?
Yeah, I'll be here on Monday.
Cool. Yeah. So then, stay safe. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys Monday. I've been Bryan.
I've been Shad.
See you next time.
See you.